Good afternoon.
Hi.
My name's David. What was your name?
Linda.
Linda.
Nice to meet you.
So tell me, Linda, I understand that you lost a house in the car fire.
No, actually, campfire.
Okay,
Campfire, yes. We lost our home, our cat, our hot rod, pretty much everything.
How long did you live there?
13 years.
13 years. That's a long time.
Yes.
Have you
It
ever?
was our forever home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Had you ever heard of a public adjuster before?
No.
Have you ever had a fire or a national or any type of large loss in your home before?
No.
So this must have been a very,
Shocking.
very shocking experience. Okay.
Very overwhelming.
Okay.
Absolutely overwhelming.
Well, how did you end up hearing about PCA?
Actually, I came across it. People were talking about them on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
When I was looking for updates and what other people were doing that were having problems with their insurance and trying to figure out what to do, because I had no clue other than just paying them every month. That was pretty much it.
Right.
So that's how I found them.
How long after the fire did you find the PCA?
We waited a bit. It was a good 6 months or so. We weren't sure what we were doing, and so everything just kind of sat, not really doing a lot, trying to figure it out and understand the insurance, and it just became overwhelming, just trying to deal with the personal effects and trauma from the whole fire and leaving and losing everything. It just became too overwhelming, so that's when I went searching for help.
For help and found us. Oh, outstanding.
Yes, thank God.
So were you dealing with the insurance company directly yourself?
Yes,
For the
through
first 6
email.
months?
Yeah,
Through
pretty
email.
much just through email, yeah.
Okay. Well, what was it that made you decide to hire PCA specifically?
We met with Victor up in Reading. We just immediately felt comfortable with him and didn't feel like, ever since the fire, it feels like everybody's at you for a piece of you. Everybody's finding a way to make a profit off of you, but you don't ever seem to pan out in the deal.
Right.
So for once, it felt like somebody was here to help me that wasn't looking for a piece of the pie. They were just wanting to help us get our house rebuilt and get our contents replaced and get our life back. And that was the difference. Huge, huge. It was such a relief to sign off and hand it over and go, okay, you deal with it.
So you dealt with a lot of other people that made you feel really like they were just trying to get a PCA, and
Yeah.
And Victor made you feel like you were
Going to be taken care of. That, it wasn't about what he was going to make. It was about making sure that we were getting taken care of.
That sounds like.
And that was what made the difference of why we signed on.
What would you say? What did you like the most about your experience with PCA?
Dealing with them personally, they're very easy to deal with and real, real people you're talking to, not just another business.
If you had to go through this process again, God forbid, would you hire us again?
Absolutely.
At what stage?
Day one.
From day one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. How was the process for you in dealing with the dwelling?
The dwelling, I really didn't have to deal with much other than we picked what we want. My husband and I drew up the plans, hired somebody to do it. We had the contractor. They worked with our contractor on getting all the finances, getting everything sorted out so everything was covered and we had everything done. I didn't have to do a lot with it, which was great.
So you decided to rebuild.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we're going home.
And how's that? Are you rebuilding the same place?
Same
How does
place.
that feel? Where are you at in that process?
We just had our foundation put in.
Okay, and how long after the fire is this?
Let's see, it was November 2018, so a year and a half?
Year and a half.
About a year and a half,
Okay.
I think we're at.
Well, I had overheard you say something earlier about how you would have felt if you hadn't hired us. What would have ended up happening to you had you not found us?
Had I not found you, I wouldn't have got the benefits from my insurance that I got with you, because there was no way I could have accomplished getting the contents done, getting the contracts sorted out, their technical wording that dances around everything and adds just more trauma to the whole process. And possibly I'd be very much in the situation where even though I had a good policy and extended limits, I don't think we could have gotten there on our own because it was too much to deal with. And we wouldn't be building the house we're building, and we probably would be stuck waiting for PG&E's money to kick in.
This is your forever home.
And this was our forever home.
So now,
and this is our forever home.
Yeah, you guys have definitely fought for it.
So we're going home.
Awesome. Well, in your opinion, why should someone hire PCA?
Especially after a disaster like a fire, you are dealing with so much. It's one thing that you can hand off and know that it's being taken care of in your best interest, and that takes a huge amount of pressure off.
So, peace of mind?
Peace of mind, absolutely. Huge.
Like you can breathe?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
So what things did you learn in the process of dealing with this? Anything about your policy, the differences in policies?
I tell anyone who has insurance, make sure you have extended coverage, because that made the difference between having enough and not having enough. And having someone that knows all about that and that can make sure they can get you those extended limits on your policy, it like I said, we wouldn't be getting the house we're getting if we wouldn't have had you guys to do it. And we had that extended coverage in our insurance policy to start with. So that's another big one that you just don't even know.
Sure. And did the insurance company tell you that you had extended limits?
We knew we had it, but you don't really understand it until you need it. And
they don't tell you how to get it.
But they don't tell you how to get it, definitely. and they still don't mention anything about it during the process.
Kind of interesting.
You have to go, wait a second, I have that extended coverage, right? So, yeah.
So for people, let's say that it's been a year and a half after the fire and have not contacted a public adjuster such as Professional Claims Association, what would you say to them?
Call.
Why should they do that?
Because if you haven't gotten it straightened out yet, you're not gonna. And it's gonna make the difference between making your life continuing your struggle and fight with the insurance, or spend a little bit of money, which doesn't come out of your pocket. And that's the other great benefit, is the money that you do pay for these services comes out after you get the money. So you're not paying out in advance and hoping to get money. Only when I got money did you get paid. So the incentive for you to get it done is there, even more so in my benefit. So if you're not done, call and do it, because it's totally worth it, and it will make a difference.
Okay. Well, final question. Would you recommend us to a friend or a family member, and if so, why?
Just because the whole experience. And again, like I said, we wouldn't be getting the house we're getting right now if we wouldn't have had you guys. It just wouldn't have happened.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time. Is there any closing comments or things you'd like to share?
I hope no one ever has to deal with this, because it's horrible, but if they do, they should definitely call you.
Awesome.
It would make a world of difference. The amount of stress that it relieves is so huge, and it's immediately lifted once you guys are on board, so it's worth it.
Wonderful. Well, I'm really sorry that we had to meet under these circumstances.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm really glad that it's turned out the way
it did.
We had hoped it would.
Yeah.
So thank you very much
Thank
for your
you.
time.
No problem.